welcome to Abhyaas LawPrep. On June 15, CLAT Consortium has given a major update for those who are preparing for upcoming CLAT examination, which is scheduled on December 3, 2023. So let us look into what are the updates. Here, this is the official notice given by the CLAT Consortium on June 15 regarding the changes which it is going to introduce. So first of all, why there is an update? What led the consortium to give this update? A bill was filed in a Delhi High Court requesting the CLAT consortium to conduct the examination in Hindi language as well, in lines with the IIT and NEET examination. As we know, IIT examination and NEET examination, it is going to held in English as well as the regional languages. In the same lines, why can't CLAT be held in all other languages? So on this, Chief Justice of Delhi High Court has asked for the response from the consortium, and consortium has conducted a meeting on May 20, 2023, and they have come up with the following update. Delhi High Court has asked for the consortium, why can't you conduct the examination in all the scheduled languages? So, but as of now, consortium has given one single update. Let us look into the update. So the update is that CLAT 2024 will be conducted for 120 questions instead of 150 questions. That means last year the CLAT has conducted questions for 150 and 150 questions, but now instead of 150, now they are going to conduct the examination for 120 questions. That means there is a reduction of 30 questions. But the only update is that it is going to reduce 30 questions. But in which section they are going to reduce all these 30? The section wise division of questions has not yet clearly given by the CLAT consortium as of now. The only update is that they have reduced the total number of questions from 150 to 120. This is a reduction of 30 questions. No update on section wise reduction. But is there any change in the sections? No. As of now, sections was not changed. CLAT has clearly mentioned that the sections will remain same. So the 5 sections: English language, current affairs including the general knowledge, legal reasoning, logical reasoning, quantitative techniques, all these sections will remain same. Out among all these sections, CLAT consortium is going to ask 120 questions for the upcoming examinations. So how the 30 questions will be reduced, there is no clarity. What we are expecting, what changes can be expected? See here, if CLAT is going to reduce 30 questions, we may have the following expectations. First, if CLAT is going to reduce the number of questions for the benefit of students, as in the notification, CLAT has clearly mentioned that it is trying to make the CLAT examination more student friendly and more accessible. So that means this exam has to benefit the students. So what are the problems faced by the students as of now? Based on the present pattern after pandemic 2020, CLAT has shifted from MCQs to passage based. So the passages are very lengthy and student has to read all the passages to answer all the questions. So that is the major problem. Because of more number of passages, as the CLAT examination, they are going to ask 150 questions. For each passage, there are around 5 to 6 questions. That means we need to read at least 30 passages in the final examination, which is very burden on the student. The student is facing a lot of difficulty for that because they are unable to read all the passages, so they are unable to solve all the questions. So that is the major problem. So we are expecting that to make it student friendly, we are expecting CLAT may reduce the total number of passages asked in the examination. Instead of 30 passages, they may reduce the number of passages to 25 or so. So we are expecting the reduction in total number of passages. And there is one more possibility, which is without reducing the total number of passages, consortium may reduce the number of questions in the same passage. That means, as of now, for every passage, assume there are 5 questions. So, student has to read the single passage to solve the 5 questions. Like a student has to read 30 passages to solve the 150 questions. Now, if consortium decides to reduce only questions without passages, that means 30 passages will remain same, but for each passage there is a reduction of 1 question. Instead of 5, they may ask only 4. So this is also a possibility, 30 into 4, 120 questions. So, but that is not student friendly, because the very problem of the student is that they were unable to read the lengthy passages, more number of passages. So in order to make it student friendly, they have to reduce the number of passages. But there are two possibilities. So either reducing the total number of passages, or simply maintaining the passages but reducing the total number of questions. But we are anticipating the change in total number of passages. We are expecting the consortium to reduce the total number of passages because it is more student friendly. And what about the medium of examination? Because the very main purpose, the bill, public interest litigation, was filed to make the CLAT consortium in other languages also. But the thing is, most of the examinations, the CLAT examinations like quantitative techniques, legal reasoning, logical reasoning, these are somewhat technical in nature. So if you want to convert, if the CLAT wants to convert the passage into local languages, so it will increase the toughness, because some technical words people might not understand. So what we are anticipating, we are not expecting the CLAT to come up with local language, but we don't know, but it is a possibility. But to make it more student friendly, we are expecting the CLAT is going to reduce the total number of passages. We have to wait for the next update. And how it is going to impact the students. So as we discussed, there are two possibilities. If total number of passages were reduced, which is more student friendly, now the number of attempts can be increased, as that the student is not in a position to answer all the questions because he cannot able to read all the passages. So if we can able to read the reduced passages, if CLAT has reduced the number of passages, student can be in a position to read all the passages because the time has not changed. Number of questions got reduced, but time did not change. Within 120 minutes you have to solve 120 questions. So if number of passages got reduced, it is more beneficial for the students. More number of people will try to attempt more answers, so the number of attempts will be increasing, and simultaneously cutoffs also can be increased. What if only questions reduced without changing passages? If CLAT continues the same number of passages, which is not student friendly, so students may again find it difficult to answer the questions, because in order to solve all the answers, he has to read all the passages. So which is the problem faced by students now. So if they did not reduce the passages, if they reduce only questions, so we don't think there would be a major impact on the students. So the number of attempts may remain same, and the cutoffs may remain same. Even if the cutoff reduced, it will be very slightly in nature. So if if CLAT wants to make it more student friendly, we are expecting it to reduce the number of passages, which is beneficial for the student. Student can increase the number of attempts, cutoffs may be increasing. If they did not reduce the number of passages, so we don't think there would be a major impact on the students, which is the situation can be as it is, which is the students now. What should be our strategy? How student has to change the strategy? So in the present pattern for 150, if students attempting range is more than 100, they have to maintain the same strategy, because the present in the latest changed pattern also there will be 120 questions which is more than 100. So the attempting range of student, if it is more than 100, student has to maintain the same strategy. And if the students range is between 90 to 100, That what is the attempting range here? That means reading the passage and answering the questions. If student is able to solve 90 to 100 questions, which is a limit, which is in the range of 120, right? So student, if the student's range is to 90 to 100, student has to target for 100 plus. That means if the attempting range of the student is more than 90, they have to maintain the same strategy. They have to target 100 plus at any cost. And if the student's attempting range is between 70 to 90, that means the level of reading the passage would be less, so the student has to target for 90 plus, because total number of passages are going to reduce. If the student's range is less than 70, student has to keep the target of 80 plus. So at any cost, if to be in a better position to enter into national law universities, it is good, it is more safe to target for 80 plus with the latest trend, with the latest in the latest pattern. So this is what we are expecting, this is what the strategy we are suggesting to our students. If you have any doubts, you can always reach us at Abhyaas LawPrep, and we will give the contact details at the end of the video, so please follow that. And if you have any doubt, you can always feel free to contact us. And we at Abhyaas LawPrep, to benefit the students, we already incorporated the changes given by the CLAT consortium, as we have reduced the questions from 150 to 120 in our latest mock examinations, which is scheduled from tomorrow itself. So we have adopted the changes, and we are first in the industry to incorporate all these changes for the benefit of our students, and to make student uh, cope up with all the future changes. We are redesigning our pattern in all possible manners. So as we don't know how CLAT is going to reduce the number of questions section wise, so to ensure our students adjusted with all the possible changes, our mock tests were simulated in that particular direction. We are ensuring our students to attempt in any changed pattern. So you can always reach us at Abhyaas LawPrep. So all the best for your examination. Please uh, keep following the channel for the latest updates regarding the CLAT consortium in future. Thank you.